What happens when you drop sugar into water? It vanishes, right? But where does it really go? Today we're on a quest. We're diving deep into the hidden world of chemistry to find out. Watch closely. This isn't magic. It's something even more fascinating. The sugar seems to disappear. But in science, nothing truly vanishes.
To understand why, we need to shrink down, way down, to a world smaller than light itself.
This is a water molecule. And this is sugar. Watch how they interact.
Water molecules are like tiny magnets. They pull the sugar apart, molecule by molecule.
The sugar spreads out, its particles hiding between the water molecules, invisible, but still there. But not everything dissolves like sugar. Some things refuse to disappear. Chalk, for example. Mix it with water and you just get cloudy water. Leave it alone, and the chalk particles sink. They're too big to hide. The difference? They're particles. Sugar's particles let go. Chalk's particles hold on tight.
So is there a pattern? Which substances dissolve? Scientists found one.
All sodium compounds, for instance, are soluble in water. Every single one.
Silver nitrate dissolves huge amounts. Copper oxide? Almost nothing. Solubility is unique for every substance.
Now let's push it. How much sugar can water actually hold? We add spoonful after spoonful. At first, it all dissolves. The water accepts it gladly. But eventually, it stops. No matter how hard we stir, the sugar just sits there. It's full. The water can't hold any more. We call this saturated. A saturated solution is full. For every molecule that dissolves, another one crystallizes. Perfect balance. But what if we heat it? What happens to the limit then? The extra sugar dissolves. Heat gives water a bigger appetite. Sugar is more soluble in hot water. This is true for most solids.
Now it's saturated again, but at 90 degrees. It's holding much, much more.
Look at this graph. Most substances become more soluble as temperature rises, but not all at the same rate. Now watch what happens when it cools. This is where the magic really begins. As it cools, the water's appetite shrinks. It can't hold all that sugar anymore. The excess sugar has to go somewhere, so it comes back out as crystals. This is crystallization. It's how nature creates those perfect geometric shapes. But some substances, like salt, don't do this. Their solubility barely changes. So how do we get salt back? We have to remove the water entirely. By evaporation. Heat it, and the water turns to vapor, drifting away. The salt has nowhere to go. Eventually, only dry salt remains. Evaporation works where crystallization can't. This isn't just lab science. People make a living from it. Sea salt is harvested this way. Seawater is led into ponds. The sun does the work, and salt is left behind. But this salt came from the sea. It might have sand in it. How do we fix that? We dissolve the salt in fresh water. The sand? It just sits there, insoluble. So we filter it. Filtration, the classic way to separate a solid from a liquid. The sand is trapped. That's the residue. The clear salt solution passes through. That's the filtrate. The pores in the paper do the work. They're too small for the sand, but perfect for water. Now we have pure, wet sand and pure salt solution. 2 problems solved. The sand dries in the oven. The salt solution goes back to the hot plate for evaporation. The water evaporates, leaving behind pure, clean salt. The sand is dry and ready too. Problem solved. 2 pure substances from 1 dirty mixture. The power of solubility and separation. But what if we have 2 solids mixed together, both white powders? One is sugar, one is salt. How do we separate them? The key? Finding a solvent that only dissolves one of them. Like ethanol. Sugar dissolves in ethanol. Salt does not. That's our answer. We add ethanol to the mixture and stir. The sugar dissolves. The salt remains solid. We filter it. The salt is trapped in the paper. The sugar solution passes through. We rinse the salt with more ethanol to remove any last sugar, then dry it. Pure salt. Now we need the sugar back. But ethanol is flammable. We can't heat it directly. So we use a water bath. Gentle, safe heat that evaporates the ethanol without burning it. Better yet, we can condense the ethanol and collect it. Nothing wasted and much safer. And there they are. Pure salt, pure sugar, separated completely using the right solvent. This isn't just lab chemistry. Solubility is everywhere. In your perfume, your nail polish remover.
Perfume uses ethanol. It evaporates quickly, leaving just the scent on your skin.
Nail polish won't dissolve in water, but acetone, instantly. Modern science has taken filtration to the nanoscale, filters that can trap viruses, even individual ions. From sugar cubes to nanofilters, dissolving to crystallizing, it's all about who holds on and who lets go. Solubility, a simple idea with endless possibilities. Keep asking why. See you next time.